Hello everyone, welcome to episode 2 of the Big V podcast for 2024. My name is Ted West and we have just passed round 3 of the Big V season, and a little bit different this year. We actually kicked off round 1 of the championship men and women divisions. Yes, they are split. Championship men and women is somewhat a little bit more aligned with NBL 1 South, which is awesome, as we now have the relegation and promotion process, which if you don't know about, jump on the website to find out more. But round 3, we had some amazing games, and round 1 for our championship divisions. We're going to touch on just our championship men and women today, specifically some of our new teams jumping in, 3 of the 4 of which got a win, a dub on the board in round 1 of their season, which is so cool and so good to see, as we already know now that they are making an impact in this league. Championship men, they had 7 games in round 1, and it's so much more spread in Victoria, as we have Western Port still in the league, we got Melbourne Uni still in the league, but now we have the Shepparton Gators, about a 2-hour trip, I'm going to say north of Melbourne. 20 years, I believe it is, since the Gators were in championship, and it is so good to see them back. And they got their win on Sunday after a tough loss on Saturday night. But they're on the board 1-1 after a dub against Western Port. Now they have the inclusions of 2 new imports for their season. They have Jaden Coke and Devin Thomas, and these guys look tough. I watched some of their game during the week here, and they look so committed to their team already. They had a few little things to say before they made their way over, and they were super excited about the culture of basketball in Australia, and they were going to give back to the community, which we love to see. But on the court, they are so in sync already. They move the ball so well. They're finding extra passes. They're getting to their spots as imports should do. These guys are seriously impactful guys already on the floor. A little shout out to Devin Thomas. This guy has some serious length as a wing guy. He's shifty, he's bouncy, he's playing above the rim. I saw a possession where I know it was a foul, but Devin Thomas came out of nowhere and just swatted that thing out to the rafters. So it was so good to see these 2 new imports in the league and getting a win on the Sunday night. We also had Pakenham Warriors making a bit of a statement on the Sunday as well, overpowering the runners-up Hume City, getting it done by 33 points. Another import that the Warriors decided to bring in, Malik, went for a game-high 26 points, looking like he's playing somewhat of a four-man, but he's a serious presence. He's getting deep seals in the paint. He's rim running. He's got a wicked first step, playing above the rim. And you put him next to, the likes of Joe Davis, Josh Dow. These guys look tough, and they made a statement round 1. But there's 2 guys in this team that I will touch on, and I don't know how they're going to go for the entire season, but I think they might be underestimated in this league. You got Cody Fredrickson and Callum McNiff, 2 Pakenham juniors who spent some time over at Waverley recently in Youth Champ Men, and I think they can do some damages in this league. They've played together for a long time. They're quick, they're aggressive, and they're going to really get this team going. So watch this space. Cody Fredericks and Carl McNiff, props to you guys. Heading back to Pakenham, playing champ men, it's going to be very, very impressive to see what they can do in this league. Now, championship women, we had Warrnambool and Bellarine joining the mix after a incredible 2023 championship game, with the Mermaids getting up getting the championship. But just one of them got a dub for round 1 of the season off the back of a double header. The Warrnambool Mermaids having a tough loss on the Saturday night to the Bulleen Boomers, the 2023 champions. But then they got the win on the Sunday. They got a win. They're 1-1 on the board. And I'm so excited to see what Dakota can do in this league. Such a dominant player in a position a forward who can get up and down the floor. She can extend the defense and get on the glass. You can't give her a massive gap, because if you give her way too much runway, she's just going to attack and she's on the rim. And after a very, very successful 20s Nationals campaign, winning the gold medal, she's going to do some damage in this league. So I'm super excited for her to be in Championship Women. She had 26 points on the Saturday in the loss, but then backed it up with a 19 and 12 double-double along with a win on Sunday. So the Mermaids get a dub over the Sunbury Jets on the Sunday. Now, Bellarine, on the other hand, they had a tough matchup round one. They took on possibly could be one of the most successful teams post-COVID, being the champ women Wyndham side. They're so strong and a very similar look as to what they had last year. But the Storm are different. They brought in Courtney Strait, which is a great pickup from the Craigieburn Eagles, and they brought in a new import, Bridget, as well. And they've got the core group with the likes of Hall and Harley. This is a seriously competitive group, and they're going to win some games for sure. So watch that space. Now, as we move forward, we are into round 4 this weekend, and round 4 this week is Mental Health Round, an initiative that any association can get around. And one of them, which I'll touch on, is Mornington Basketball. Now, on Sunday the 14th, with their senior teams, they've got a really cool initiative that they're doing. They're going to Recovery Lab. And Recovery Lab is a leading wellness and sports recovery studio here in Australia. And this facility is crazy. It's all about self-care and recovery for the mind and the body. It is awesome to see them jump in. They're going to be throwing on the compression boots. They're getting in the hot and cold pools, which I can tell you right now is so tough, because I'll be staying in those hot pools for sure. There's no chance of getting in those cold pools. But there's saunas as well, and it is such a great way to just get completely zen, get in touch with your mind, get in touch with your body, and just relax and refresh after a weekend of basketball. But what's also so much more impressive than that already is on the 12th of April, so on the Friday night, they've got a Smack Talk at the Mornington Basketball Stadium, held in conjunction with Chelsea and their senior teams. Now, Smack Talk is hosted by Wayne Holdsworth, the CEO of Frankston Basketball, and Wayne tragically lost his son Mac last year to suicide. A circumstance which just should not have occurred. It is very, very sad. Now, I've got a quote here from Wayne to Sam Brown. Sam Brown from Mornington Basketball, and it reads like this. Smack Talk is about returning to the community and responsibility of helping each other, and particularly ensuring we all have the best listening skills to truly be in their moment. Their moment being those that reach out to us and want support. There are over 700 people who signed Mac's book at his funeral, including you, Sam Brown. So if you multiply that by 101, we have over 500,000 people affected each year by this epidemic, being suicide. Now, 801, if you don't know what that number is, it is the number of deaths by suicide in Victoria last year, a record number. And it just should not be that high. It is such a sad number, it is such a sad fact. But 801, it is so sad. And I will say this, being on this podcast, if you are listening, if you have friends in this space, do speak up and talk to your friends and have a conversation. It is so important. We need to bring this number down, and we need to have this conversation. So if you want to read more about this, jump on the website Smack Talk, SMACK talk.com.au. An incredible, sad story for the Holdsworth family, and my deepest condolences to Wayne and his family. But an amazing work by Chelsea and Mornington Basketball for pairing together and organising this 40-minute talk through Smack Talk on the Friday night. Now, if you're listening, your association is doing anything across this weekend in round 4, do let the league know so they can share the content, make a story about it, and help spread the word. It is an awesome initiative. So if you want to spread the word, do let the league know so we can get the word out there. Among mental health, Basketball Victoria are actually doing more special rounds such as this. They've got Pink Round, they've got First Nations, they've got Anzac, and they've got Pride Month being in June. All of these are super, super important to the basketball community, and it is so cool to see associations and the community themselves getting together and supporting and helping with these initiatives. So do be sure to watch this space, and when these rounds come about, do be a part of them, because it's so awesome to see how much bigger they're getting. Now, that'll be all for us for episode 2 of the Big V podcast. If you want to follow more and find out more, be sure to follow Big V on their socials, BigV_ball on Instagram. On Facebook, you can find Big V Basketball. If you want to know more about the ladders, fixtures, results, statistics, whatever it is, jump on the website at basketballvictoria.com.au/Big V. Next week, we have some very, very special guests, 2 girls from the Warrandyte Venom. I will not say their names yet, so be sure to jump on that podcast and have a listen next week. It was such a fun time I had with these 2 girls, so be sure to tune in. I'll catch you all next week.